And religion, specifically Christianity, sees women leadership not just as a judgment from God, but a symbol of all of society's problems. And it's really sad how religious people view women. And it's really tragic because women go through their entire lives, generations, women, families believing that their sex, their gender, is less than a man. They believe that their gender is weak, the weaker sex need to be led, need to be controlled because they're not good enough, they're not manly enough, they're a deformed man, and they can't measure up to men's standards, even though men move the goalposts every day. And how can you meet a standard that constantly keeps moving, right? And men want women to fail. They torment, target, and demonize women the closer you get to the male equivalent of feminine perfection. You look at people like Marilyn Monroe, many celebrity women. They torment people who make the bare minimum or the max of what a woman should be. And it's so tragic. Women go their entire lives thinking they're less than, when they're just told the wrong script by the wrong people for the most insidious agenda there is. Women deserve to be seen as beautiful, perfect, and there is beauty and perfection in imperfections. But for some reason, humanity is incapable or unwilling to see women as anything but the worst parts of society. And I've talked about this so many times. Women are the most staunch supporters of the patriarchy. Nothing men could ever convince women of. Women will consistently believe it. They will champion it. People like Erica Kirk will go out on stage and say how wonderful it is to be less than a man. That there's godly gifts, godly rewards for being less than. Even though you're not less than. You're beautiful. And even if you're not perfect, it doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter. Because within your imperfections, you find out who you really, truly are. There's nothing wrong with you. You're a wonderful person. Well, 99% of all women are wonderful people. There will always be bad women. And it's so tragic that women are constantly lowered. And it's even beyond tragic. It's insidious. It's cruel to show women as being unable to lead themselves and other people. Women can do whatever they want. And as long as you have the physical or mental capability, go for it. Find a way to do it. But men will never see women as equal because they don't see femininity equal with masculinity. That's why the majority of men on the planet use homophobic feminine slurs toward men who can't or won't match up with the stereotypical toxic masculinity. We need to get rid of those kind of expectations. We need to embrace toxic masculinity. There's a reason why the future is queer and feminine. Because that is where you will find the best parts that are worth fighting for. And women, you're going to have to fight, because I read somewhere, you're not going to get equality for almost 300 years. It's going to take another it's been 150 years since women started being out as suffragettes. And that's just for one specific kind of right. I cannot imagine the stress that women go through every day in order to be taken seriously. And it's really sad that women can't and won't see themselves, and society won't do it either. You have to force society through decades of education to see women as worthy of being taken seriously, worthy of existing with equality with men or any orientation, gender, does not matter. Laws will help, but we need to fix how people view masculinity and femininity. And until society doesn't see femininity as weaker and less desirable than masculinity, we'll never achieve what we need to achieve. And it's going to take a lot of time. It's going to take perseverance, protesting. But it is going to be worth it. Because I hope it doesn't take 300 years. But if it does, it's going to be worth every moment that we have to sacrifice. But don't ever take anything from anyone, because they just dump stuff on you. How people view genders and orientations and femininity is their own problem. It's going to be a good thing or it's going to be a bad thing. And until we view femininity as something worth protecting,